Pastor Jamal Bryant corrects Pastor Keion Henderson. Pastor Keion Henderson told his congregation that there is no blessing in connection to blessing the poor. And I just actually thought it was humorous because, you know, he used one Bible verse. He tried to use Bible behind it, which is the poor will be with you always. And so I immediately thought, it's like so many Bible verses that let you know that blessing the poor is actually really commendable and an awesome thing to do. So I didn't understand. I was telling the whole congregation that, and we let him slide the other month when he asked for all the money.
Millions. How much money he was asking folks to give him?
Some
to
crazy.
Get a certain amount of millions.
Can't even remember. That ain't even the story, but we let him slide because we was like, hey, he's the man of God. We don't know. You know. But now, as you would say, he's out of order. What you got?
He's definitely, I feel, was out of order. For one, okay, let me just be careful what I say because that's why I didn't want to really touch because for one, not knowing the full content of what his message was coming from. So I would love to see what that full sermon was about. But just hearing the first part or hearing the part that's been going viral saying that there is no blessing with blessing the poor, he said that out his mouth, did he not? And when he said that to me, it was like, oh my goodness, how dare you lie to your people? There's so much scripture that says to, you know what I'm saying? Like that says that you can to bless the poor. It tells you to. I mean, the one that I think Jamal Bryant was talking about is from Proverbs 19:17. You know, it said when you give to the poor, it's like lending to the Lord. So why would you not? There's nothing I can do to give God all that he gave to me. But if I can give to the poor and it's like lending to him or giving unto the Lord, then I definitely want to do that because how blessed am I? There's scripture that says that you will be happy when you give unto the poor. That's Proverbs 14. I mean, clearly this man needs to read some more of his Proverbs and Psalms. But there's one, what was it? That I'm just going to leave here, which is Proverbs 28:27. Now, you can read the King James Version, but I personally like, you know, more of a modern day breakdown. So I'm going to go with that one. It says, give to the poor and you would never be in need. If you close your eyes to the poor, many people will curse you. So it's like, why? And I'm passionate about it, or I have a lot of emotions and feeling when it comes to it because it's so many. Like, why would you lead or tell your congregation or mislead them to not give into the poor? And then I'm gonna tell you, it's something else that he said that really bothered me was, you know, whatever he said about multiplication or something. So I took it, and this is just my opinion, my interpretation, because I'm never wanting to just downplay or down talk any man of God. I'm not even judging him. I'm just disagreeing with what he said because the Bible told me differently. That's all. And when he has said something about multiplication, to me, it was like, so you're saying only give to those that you would get more from? Because he said something like you give to the poor, you're only going to get back what you give or something like that. First of all, when I give, I'm giving with the intent of not giving nothing back. I don't want nothing back. That's a heart thing with me. I want to give from my heart with no expectation. So I'm definitely not going to give with expectation. Oh, I'm not going to give to y'all group of people because you're poor because I want multiplication of that. That's how I took it. And I think he was definitely out of order. That's so out of order. And I don't like when people mislead sheep like that because it's so many of us that's hungry, especially in this day and time, this modern time, this age of time. It's so many of us that's hungry. There's so many people that's falling to the west side because of all the nonsense and foolishness that goes on in church. They don't even go to the church. And then the ones that do go to the church, they want to be taught. They want to be led. And then here you go telling people don't give to the poor because of whatever X, Y, Z, your own agenda. Because I didn't feel that was from the Lord because the Bible told me differently.
Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like truly giving should come as like true love, which should come without condition. You know, without repayment. So I do feel you on that. I think the Bible also says what you do to the least of these, you do also unto me. And so it's just crazy that he told his congregation that there is no blessing in connection to blessing the poor. No multiplication. And that this is the way that the devil keeps tripping us up. That's what he said to his congregation. Crazy. Well, we do appreciate seeing Pastor Jamal Bryan touch on that and correct it right there. This guy been out here in the streets wilding for a while.
Well,
These pastors is wilding.
and see, when it even comes to that, like, I'm not a pastor or a minister, so I'm not trying to correct anyone. I'm just a person who's looking to the leaders to be led correctly, right? So I'm not even in agreement with Pastor Jamal, because who are you to correct somebody else? All you need to do is focus on your sheep and make sure you're telling them right. So I'm not even in agreement with that, because who are you? You know, but I can be a person that is, because again, I'm not a minister or a pastor or anything. So I can be in like, no, I read the Bible for myself. It kind of told me, it didn't tell me that, Bishop or Pastor, whatever that boy is. What is it? It don't matter. It didn't tell me that. And then this is the second time that, you know, I be like, because, you know, when you was asking for all the millions and stuff for people to give, that was a little questionable to me. It was like, well, I don't know. Maybe they need a new church or something, because he was wanting to, you know, to build a new church. So I don't know what that's about. And we're talking about Shawnee O'Neal's husband, her new husband, right? Yeah, Shaq's ex-wife, new husband. That's who that pastor is.
Yeah.
So it's, and not to bring that up, but to bring it up, it seems it's just on the outside looking in. As a person that's human, it looks more of a gimmick. It doesn't look for service or a work of the Lord or of the light or of the kingdom. It looks more of my own agenda. I want money. When you have these type of people who are known, well, you have, that's known to want money. If you do a history on his story and its wives and stuff and her. But I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I really like that assessment. I mean, you know, it is, man, I don't want to get into that, you know, but that is pretty weird, the situation right there. I think when they met, I think he was still with his wife. I think it's actual pictures of all three of them. And so in real life, she took him from his wife.
And I'm not here to judge or anything of that nature. I'm not even trying to speak down on the man of God. I'm just a human who trying to do right. I got my own things to focus on, but I do not like to hear when people are being misled. That's why it's important to read the Bible for yourself. That's important to have your own relationship. It's important to seek God yourself and let everything else be added to you. But anyway, it's important to do that, because when I hear stuff like that and I'm knowing people are going to, and I'm just, I can't help but to put myself in people's shoes. You know, when I go to church, I'm going because I'm seeking and I wanted to know and I want to be fed. And then you feed me some boo-boo. That ain't cool.
Yeah. I learned a while ago, you know, I was talking to my dad about judge, that word, like judgment and passing judgment on others. And my dad told me that saying something factual, or like, it, you know, the example he gave me was, the crackhead riding a bike down the street had the same clothes on yesterday. Did he just judge him? He just said that the stated facts that the crackhead that we just seen going down the street on the bicycle, he said yesterday that he went down the street on the bicycle and had the same clothes on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, their situation is weird.
It's very different.
And so I'm not saying, I'm not here to do, I'm not, how can I judge? I'm only saying what's factual. You know, I'm sure we can have a picture of whatever I just said.
I mean, you can go hear. Those were the words he said. Again, I didn't hear the whole sermon. I would love to go hear the whole sermon, but listening to those parts, those are the words he said verbatim. I disagree, and I don't think it's right to lead or want to try to tell people don't give to the poor for whatever reason or agenda that you try to. Don't do that. Don't do that.
He trying to squeeze all the juice out of the congregation for itself.
But don't do that.
Man, that's what's going on. Hey,
because
y'all don't get nobody else but here. You know what I'm saying? Give me the bag.
Nah, if I'm giving with no, I don't even, like, it doesn't matter if I give and get only what I gave back, because the fact that I got it back is a blessing. It doesn't matter if I give or get, because he used the term multiplication, it multiply. All I know is the word said, I am not going to lack by giving. The word said it's like giving unto the Lord. The word said, I'm just going on what the word says. So I go with a heart to where I'm just really giving. Even if I give to the poor, if I give to the crackhead, whatever they get do with it. I'm not even really giving to them. I'm giving it to God. And I don't even return nothing because nothing I give would ever pay God back for what he's done for me.
Yeah,
So I just didn't like that. I don't like when ministers and pastors or people in leadership, because I'm not big on even titles. I don't like when people in leadership mislead people, because there's so many of us who needs to know, who needs to have a relationship, who needs the light of the kingdom. And it's just not cool. And I disagree with what he has said. I disagree with a lot of things when it comes to him and his wife.
Yeah, he asked for the bag, though, and then that was weird. But I was like, okay, it do say seeking, you should find asking, it say all that. So, but then it's now like connecting all these dots is like, bro, you wilding with you know what I'm saying? You wilding. Don't twist the word, to generate a bag, And ain't nothing wrong with generating a bag. I hope he get his money, just not off the people of the Lord.
Not by deterring them from giving to the poor. You want them to get multiplication by giving to you. And no, right. He out of order.
Yeah, he out of order. Check out this video right here, guys.
That's major.